Today I am going to solve first three exam style questions of chapter number 7 of your book. In question number 1, it is said that a solution to a problem is decomposed into its component parts. Name and describe the component parts. As you know that there are four components of a solution. First is input, the data or information needed to solve the problem, which is taken by the user, which is taken from the user. Then some processing is done on the input, the steps or operations performed on the inputs. Then the output is shown to the user on screen, the results produced after processing the inputs. And then important data is stored on some specific disk or drive, data saved for later use or retrieval. So these components help break a complex problem into smaller and easier parts. Now let's move on to question number 2. A computer system is to be developed to provide a modulo 11 check digit from numbers 4 to 20 digits in length. Provide a structure diagram for this computer system. As you can see that in chapter number 2, it was mentioned that modulo check is a modulo 11 is a method in which an extra check digit is calculated from a given number, and this check digit is attached to the number that is being sent to another computer. So this is one process in which a user is taking one number and a check digit will be attached to it. So we have to make a structured diagram of this modulo 11 check. So this is one suitable diagram for this modulo 11 check digit system. As you can see, the diagram for main system will be like this. Then it will be broken down into inputs, process, and outputs. The input will be a number. The process will be to separate each digit of the number, apply modulo 11 calculation, and calculate the check digit, and then in the end display the modulo 11 check digit. And because a question carries 6 marks, the input can further be divided into two more further checks. In the first phase, when the number is entered, the validity of the number can be checked, that if it's a number or a letter, if it's a number or not. If it will be a letter, no modulo check can be applied to it. Then the number of digits can be checked and when the user enters the number. So it makes a total of 5 stages of this process. So this was. Let's move on to question number 3. A phone app is being developed to split the cost of a restaurant bill between a given number of people. It is being designed to work for up to 12 diners and for bills from $10 to 500. So if you are going as a group to eat something in that restaurant, you can use the app to divide the bill into the number of friends. But you have to pay the bill in between the range of 10 to $500, and the number of friends, the maximum number of friends that can split a certain amount is 12. What validation checks would be used for the number of diners and the size of bill? So as you can clearly see over here that there can be two checks that can be applied. One is on the number of diners, and the number of diners can only be between 1 to 12, and it must be a whole number, and the bill size must be in the range of $10 to $500 and must be a valid number that can be divided into the number of diners. Now let's move on to part B. Provide two sets of normal data and their expected results. And as you know that normal data is a data which will be acceptable by the app. There can be four diners and the bill can be $100. And when 100 will be divided by 4, the expected result will be 25 per diner. There can be 10 diners and the bill can be $250. And when 250 will be divided by 10, the answer will be $25 per diner. Now let's move on to part C. Provide some abnormal or erroneous data. Let's suppose the diners are not entering proper data into the app. The app should reject the data. What type of data will be rejected by the app if uh, they are trying to enter the number of diners as 15, because only 12, maximum 12 diners are allowed in the app. And although the amount of bill is correct, but the number of diners is incorrect, so it will not be accepted by the app, and an error message will be given that the number of diners is invalid. Now let's move on to last part of this question. Identify the boundary data required and the expected result. As you know that boundary data is the least amount or the maximum amount that can be entered into any app. So the least number of diners is 1, the maximum number of diners is 12, the least amount of bill is 10, and the maximum amount of bill is 500. So with the least number of diners, the least number of bill, the expected result will be $10. With the maximum number of diners and maximum bill, the expected result will be 41.67 dollars per diner. And with the least number of diners and maximum number of bill, the answer will be $500 per diner. And with the maximum number of diners and least amount of bill, the amount expected result will be 0.83 per dollars per diner. So these were first three questions of exam style questions. If you understood the concept well, please like and share this video and leave a comment. Thank you.